Mackie is back due to high demand, popular demand. We decided to do one more episode with Pinch and Cloma Soda. Mackie, you have the floor.
Thank you, Moishe, for having me back again. It's really, people were loving our last video, and I think they're gonna love this one even more. As we do it more often, people will get more in tune to what we're doing, and they'll see the products and know what we're doing with, and they'll know what to do with these products. So, Shavuos is coming, and milchiks is heavy, but everybody likes milchiks, so everybody makes a beautiful milchik meal, and some people, a lot of people do a fleischige meal afterwards.
I'd say most people, no?
Yeah, I mean...
Traditional.
Traditional, exactly. Traditional people make a fleischige meal afterwards, but really who's hungry? It's only a half an hour wait, and nobody's
With the
hungry.
real cheeses, it's 6 hours. But
Right.
for now, maybe
For now,
a few years from now.
Exactly. Maybe when Moishe starts bringing in some good cheeses and starts showing the market some good cheese.
Don't tell them everything.
Okay. First of all, we're gonna make today a seared duck breast arugula salad. The idea behind this dish is that we want something light, we want something refreshing, and we want something that it's not chicken and it's not steak. Perfect thing is a seared duck. People are a little afraid about duck because it's not a common thing. I mean, it's not used that often in a weekly dinner or a Shavuos or stuff like that.
And why is that?
It's just because it's not in our vocabulary. It's not that popular by us. Sometimes for Yontif we do it, but that's what we're going to do today. We're going to show how delicious and how easy it's to make a perfectly seared duck breast, light, a nice salad, and a whole bunch of other components. Obviously using the delicious Cloma Soda olive oil, Pinch, and the ingredients that we have.
Let's dive into it.
Let's do this. So, starting off, we got our duck breasts. Now, duck breast is really fatty. There's a lot of fats. So, what's gonna happen here is, we'll take our knife. As you can see, this is just natural fats rendering. And we wanna score the skin, but we don't wanna cut into the duck. We just wanna score it so that when we put it in the frying pan, we render it, and there's more surface area.
Just like
to render.
how we do bada amoitzi, or deeper?
Just like you do bada amoitzi.
Perfect.
Traditionally
example.
bada amoitzi.
Yeah.
We're going to put it into a cold frying pan, believe it or not. Most things, when chefs do videos or whenever you see something, put it into a scorching hot frying pan.
sizzling.
Sizzling hot, make it sing, make it scream. We're gonna put these skin side down into a cold frying pan. Just like that. Now, and put it down on the fire. And we're gonna light it on low. And we're gonna let that go. Basically what we're doing is we don't want the skin to get crusted on top, but underneath that crust, there's still a layer of fats. We want it slow to render out all the fats. And as it renders out, the skin is gonna get beautifully crispy, but the meat is going to be whatever temperature you want. Now, talking about that, interesting enough, duck is considered a red meat, which means you can eat it any temperature you want. You can eat it medium. It's not like a chicken cutlet that you have to cook it all the way so you don't get salmonella. This is considered a red meat, so you can eat it medium and it's nice and juicy, it's not dry. And you're gonna see instantly, you're gonna see it's gonna start to render out slowly, and we're gonna take out the fats as we go along. So like that, it doesn't sit in a pool of fats and it keeps on rendering out.
So how many meats can you just throw in the pan without throwing anything in before, like oil or onions or something to...
Not much, really not much. Most things, if you're going to put it in a cold pan, it's gonna boil, it's not gonna sear. Here, we don't wanna sear it. We wanna render out that fat on a low heat.
That's how fat it is.
A ton of fats. Like how much fats has rendered out just from putting it into a cold pan on low heat. We're just gonna let it go on low heat.
I'm thirsty. This is a famous pairing, Pinot and Doc. This is a Pinot that we made in California. and it's awesome, it's delicious, and you get a little bit of a taste what real Pinot is. And like Mechi said, that people are so afraid of duck and he has no idea why, we have the same thing with Pinot. Start drinking Pinot, start eating duck, and you'll appreciate life more.
Experimenting, right? Experiment with new things. Sometimes you're gonna hit something that I don't like that. But majority of the time, when you let yourself experiment with something new, like duck or a great Pinot, or a great oil, or great spices, and then you hit something well, and like, oh wow, that's really good, and it ups your cooking game, it ups your enjoyment, it ups your meals, it ups your yontif, it ups your everything.
This is the second year that we brought it in, and I love the wine, and I almost got dried out explaining to people about it before Pesach, but finally it hit. And a lot of people bought it for the koises, but they think, because it's easy to drink for Pesach, but it's not true. Pinot Noir, there's so much more to it, and you're going to see it. Tell me that you're excited.
Oh, I'm excited.
Mechi swears by his duck. I swear by our Pinot. Let's see if it pairs well together. Okay, I'm actually very excited. The nose on this wine is something beautiful. You're going to get cherries. It's wow.
The first thing that comes to mind when I smelled it was Botanical Gardens has a row of cherry blossom trees. Those pink flowers blossoming, it's just...
It's beautiful, no?
It's beautiful and it smells really nice.
Chaim.
Oh wow.
It's gorgeous.
Oh wow, this is gonna be really nice with the duck.
Yeah?
This is gonna be really nice with
I'm
the
very
duck.
excited.
Okay, we're going to be taking out the fats. We're gonna put onto the side because we don't want it to sit in the fats and boil, right? We want it to render. We want to continuously render down the fats. Now, side tip for everybody watching at home, this fat is absolutely phenomenal.
So what can you do with the fat?
You can saute mushrooms. Potatoes go phenomenal. I can't tell you. I was gonna actually think we should do something with potato. It just didn't fit into this dish because we wanted to keep it light and refreshing. But if you take some of this oil, slice up some boiled potatoes. You cook some potatoes, you boil it, slice them up, saute it with this, some salt and pepper, some 3 Seasons blend from Pinch. It is absolutely divine.
Okay, I'll be waiting for the dish.
This is absolutely phenomenal, Moishe. So, now that our ducks are halfway done, we're gonna season our ducks with Pinch 3 Season blend, which is salt, pepper, and garlic, which is a staple for everything. And with our Busy Chicken blend, which adds extreme amount of delicious flavor, which is basil, cardamom, and ginger. We're gonna do it lightly because we don't want to season this heavily. And you can season the duck in the beginning. I like to season it mid to end because sometimes when you are cooking and frying, the spices can burn, and then it gives, instead of the aromatic flavors, you can give it a burnt flavor. We're gonna go ahead and season it up with some SCG.
It smells so good in here, even before any adding the spices.
Just natural. I'm gonna give it some of that. And we're gonna continue to let this render down. We'll check it every once in a while.
How long is it since you started? Like how many minutes do you have to do the duck?
So I would say it's around 10 to 15 minutes if you're doing it really low like this, because you really want to get the skin crispy. You don't want to cook the meat because you want to have it at a nice temperature, but you want to have it nice and crispy. So let's start off with our salad. We're gonna assemble our salad. We're gonna cut up our ingredients. We'll do some different cutting techniques. First things first, I'd love to give a shout out to my uncle. He made me this custom board. I love it, it's beautiful. He did all different kind of grains of wood, put it together, made me the juice grave. This is when you're cutting up a steak and it rests. And
the juice goes in the side.
The gravy or whatever it's called. We love it. Thank you so much.
Uncle, where is mine?
So we're gonna start off with some orange supremes. Now, supreme is a style of slicing, which we're gonna show you right now. we're going to take off the skin. And the citrus from this is going to be absolutely delicious in a salad, paired with the arugula and the honey toasted almond and the basil. If you look at the orange, so in between every layer, there's two membranes. There's two white membranes, right? So we're gonna go on one side and on the other side. And what you're left with is a perfect piece of orange that has no skin, no membrane.
I'm very happy.
So you see, we're rendering down. That big piece of fats is now very small and it's slowly getting that color on it.
And just smelling.
And the meat itself is totally raw still, so we're not doing anything on that. We're just rendering out the fats. For our next ingredient, we're gonna use basil. Smell that. Smell how fresh that is.
I love basil.
Basil is gonna pair very nice with all the other ingredients that we have here today. And we're gonna cut up quite a few because we wanna use some for the salad and some as a garnish. Now, for our second cutting technique, it seems like we're learning a lot about knives today and cutting. That was a supreme, and this is called a chiffonade. Chiffonade is basically you take all the leaves. How do you get this into a real nice, fine cut, right? You take all these leaves and pile them up just so, right? And then what we do is we roll it up, okay? And then, nice and carefully, you'll see, we'll get this beautiful chiffonade of basil. Look at that. Fine hairs of basil, which is just so aromatic and so delicious. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a bunch of this, we're gonna put it in with our baby arugula. And we're gonna save some of that for garnish for later. Now the next thing we have,
Smells so good from this.
the basil, the orange, the duck, everything together smells really phenomenal.
the wine.
The wine, absolutely delicious. Now, we're gonna take some toasted almonds, some honey glazed toasted almonds. We're gonna add that into our mixture. We're gonna add in our oranges as well. I'm going to give them a cut in half so they're easier to eat. Now for our dressing today, we have here an olive oil, honey lemon vinaigrette.
But this could be good on a sandwich also, no?
be phenomenal.
Simple, like a corned beef sandwich.
It's clean.
So what are the ingredients?
So there's Kosmosora olive oil,
okay.
there's freshly squeezed lemon, there is,
Mackie did it in his house.
Yes.
So,
we wanted to have a nice uniform video.
okay.
We did Kosmosora olive oil,
Okay.
lemon juice, mustard, a little bit of honey, and
Natural honey.
naturally a bunch of Three Seasons blend, and a little bit of white wine. I bought from Kedem. Got one.
Shout out to Kedem.
Shout out to Kedem. We had a little bit of that. I put it in the Ninja blender, blend it up, and you're done. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna dress the salad. We're gonna give this a toss together.
So, let him cook.
And now, these are rendered down to the texture that I like. We're gonna flip these over and we're gonna let it cook for literally just a few minutes, not even a few minutes, just to give another little touch of freshness.
L'chaim.
We're gonna assemble our plate and we're gonna dig in. We're gonna start off with our sweet potato coconut puree. Basically what I did, I took sweet potato, cut it up, put it into a pot of water to boil, took the sweet potato, the garlics, put it into the blender, Ninja or a stick blender, and I added coconut cream, some of the king salmon rub from Pinch. It gives it a drop of smokiness, not too much, just a drop of smokiness, and some salt. That's it, and I pulsed it.
That's it.
That's it.
It would take me a whole day to shop for these things. That's it.
So now we're gonna go ahead and start our plating. And we'll do some decoration a little bit. Now, our ducks We're gonna take them out of the frying pan. We're gonna let them rest right there. And we're gonna do a little quick sear over here. We're gonna open up the fire. This one actually we're gonna use a higher heat. We have some flavor in there, but guys, we're gonna use some of this klos masora. We're gonna add some of this oil, delicious, over here. I had at home some extra sourdough. I toasted it up, also threw it in the blender, made some breadcrumbs, and we're gonna make like a olive oil breadcrumb crouton.
Well, that's perfect because we all have extra sourdough.
Right. And this is going to fry up a little bit. And it's going to take in all the flavor from the olive oil, some of the duck that we had in there, some of the spices. And it's going to be really nice. Just using things, I love to use things that are around the house that we can make good use of it versus throwing it out. So now let's finish plating up our dish. We have our sweet potato coconut cream laid out. We're going to take some of this beautiful salad. We're going to lay it right on one side of the plate, gently like that. We're going to come in with some pomegranate seeds, and we're going to drop them right like that, just like that. A pop of color.
Why is preparing the plates as important as cooking? Why is it so important to you?
Presenting the food, you can be a great chef and you can really have good flavors, and and it is what it is. It's good food. There is another element of art to it, of presenting it, of showing people how, giving them appetite. The appetite comes from, I saw your video this week. You were talking about the flowers with the nose, talking about smelling it for Shavuos.
Yes.
The preparation of food is not just the taste. It's the taste, it's the nose, it's the eyes. And in restaurant, it's also the service. It's a package. Wherever you're eating it, it's a package. And if you can complete that package well,
everything tastes better.
All the senses are dancing. Because in a restaurant, for instance, if the chef is phenomenal, but the waiters are like not on their game, the food can be great, but the customer's still gonna go out with a bad taste in his mouth. Now we have here our crispy sourdough breadcrumbs. We're gonna add a drop of that. Our basil. I have them before. Drop 1 or 2 pieces. And now for the main guest of the event, our duck breast. Let's go ahead and slice it up. Perfectly juicy.
Duck has a whole new meaning to me.
Wait till you taste it.
And his name is not Duck.
We're doing a little smaller portions because we are making this as an appetizer. And now, to finish it all off, just a tiny drizzle of olive oil. Post dairy meal, light, refreshing.
It's perfect for Shavuos.
Drinking nice wine with good people, eating good food.
Smelling good food. I don't know about eating good food. Drinking good wine. Let's eat the good food.
Cheers, let's do that.
Okay. Wow.
That's wild.
Explosion of so many different flavors.
But it's so light and it's so refreshing, and honestly, this can be served room temperature easily. There's not much work to be done. You can sear the duck before Yom Tov.
Nothing is work for Mechi. You can sear the duck before Yom Tov. I want to eat it.
But if you mustered up the courage and you seared it, like the people in the video are doing that are watching
This is awesome.
they can easily put it in the fridge seared, slice it up, take it out room temperatures, put it out, serve it up. It's just so delicious.
Guys, do us a favor. Post in the comment below what else you would like to see from Mechi and me, and also your recipe and how it came out, and bring me over some. He said we can eat at room temperature. So I'll send you the location where to drop it off. I would love to try yours. Now try a sip of wine. Now that you have all that flavors,
Let's do that.
try with the one. Okay. Guys, the artist Pinot. The artist chef. Okay.